Sometimes things pop up right before we start the program, and I forget whether it's on my phone or on here. But it was like 5 minutes ago. Short-term memory, it's gone. It's the open up browser, go. Oh, what was I about to do? Type thing. It's yeah. I think modern life is doing that to us. Too many gadgets and things like that. But anyway, I was directed to a text of scripture, and when I looked at it, something struck me. So I thought I'd share that first, and we'll move on with other things in the program today. Greetings and felicitations, by the way. Am I going to talk about Stephen Furtick? Nope, don't know anything about Stephen Furtick. Psalm 4:2, O sons of men, this is New American Standard, O sons of men, how long will my honor become a reproach? How long will you love what is worthless and aim at deception? And I looked at that. Oh, I know what it was. It was, there was a program. That's right. You know how sometimes you look at your iPhone and you go, what's that? It's been so long. What's that? So I tapped on it, and morning of April 7th, there's where it is. You men, how long will you try to turn my honor into shame? How long will you love what is worthless and search for what is deceptive? Selah, Psalm 4:2 in the NET. And so I looked it up. It's got a pretty picture in the background. It's sort of nice. And I just happened to glance over at the Septuagint. And by the way, many congratulations to my longtime Greek professor and then colleague, Dr. Mike Baird, named only the 17th Professor Emeritus of Grand Canyon University. And I'm sure the 7 longest years he had were when he had me as a student. But congratulations to Mike Baird. But because of Mike Baird, I can read the Septuagint. Sons of men, how long will you be barukardioi? Barukardioi. And that's a compound term to refer to heaviness of heart. Heavy-hearted. Now I haven't had time to look and see if there's any variation in the tradition between the Hebrew, which seems to have somewhat of a different understanding and reading to it, and the Septuagint. It wouldn't be the first time. And then it says, in order that a certain one would love emptiness or futility and seek after lies, or the Hebrew aim at deception. And it's a lament. It's recognizing that pretty much in every generation you have those who are heavy-hearted, hard-hearted. The description very often in Scripture is, I've made their hearts fat. So in other words, if the heart is where true sensitivity to God and truth is to be found, then if you make it fat, if you make it heavy, if you make it hard, then it's not sensitive to the truth of God in the world around you. And so the result is, it's a hina clause, interestingly, in the Septuagint. If you're heavy-hearted, then you're going to love futility and seek after lies. And it just, some people would go, see, you had not even tapped on that icon, and it fits with everything you're going to be talking about. Yeah, it does, but God's Word's that way. Because when I got into work today, I had even paid an extra couple bucks to get this, and it won't be available on Kindle until after I get back from Texas. It's going to be in Lindale starting Saturday. So if you want to come out Saturday evening, we're going to be discussing homosexuality. We're going to be discussing a Christian response to it, dealing with it from a Christian perspective in our society today, and including the recognition that we need to understand what is being said by the collapsing, empty evangelical majority. How's that for a description? The collapsing, empty evangelical majority. You know, in the 1980s, you couldn't have said the things that are being said today and get elected to office, right? But how many of those people back in the moral majority days, the days of Falwell and three-piece suits, had a truly biblical worldview? Or were just very pragmatic? That's a question to be considering. And we'll be talking about that Saturday night. I'll be preaching Sunday morning on the gospel in an ecumenical world. And then Sunday night, we're going to have an open Q&A, which could always get interesting. But Tom Buck's a big guy. He's much taller than I am, so I'm sure he'll keep it under control. Anyway, so I won't get this in Kindle until I get back. So though it won't take long to get through, I noted that it's a puff piece. When I say puff, when you're an author, you can look at how a book is typeset and figure out fairly quickly when someone is trying to get more pages than they have material. And this is lots of line space and lots of empty page, a lot of room. Could have been made much, much smaller than it is. It comes in at 100 and let's see here. 220 pages. Could have been 140 pretty easily, I would say. Anyway, it's Peter Enns' newest book. And when you have people like Walter Brueggemann and Brian McLaren endorsing on the back, gives you an idea. Peter Enns is the man who was very rightly dismissed from Westminster Theological Seminary. How he ever got there is a good question, but hey, there's a sad history